Hey guys, welcome back.
Yep. So this week on review, we're talking about Creed 2.
Yeah, so here we go.
So welcome back to Geekly Review. Your host, I'm Andrew.
I'm Jay.
Alright, so Creed 2, guys. The next installment in the Rocky series.
Long series.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, the second sequel to the newest run, which is Creed, Apollo Creed's son. We get to see more of his story and what happens to him.
Yeah, man. Michael B. Jordan, man.
Yeah, he kills it in this role again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he does. And it's... So you just start off to say whether or not I liked it. I actually did enjoy this movie. Did you like it? I did enjoy it. Yes, I did.
Dude, I loved it, man.
Did you?
I loved every second of this movie.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite Rocky movie of all time, but I did enjoy it. It was an entertaining movie throughout.
I mean, this franchise, like the entire franchise for me, I mean, it's...
Oh, the Rocky franchise?
Yeah.
Dude, there's...
Top 3, top 5, I mean, top 5 maybe for sure. Like, favorite series of all time. I love the Rocky movies.
And just the evolution of this series from what the first one was to where on the fifth one with Tommy Gunn, the way that one ended, and then...
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Then
they kind of rebooted it in a way with Creed, kind of restarting the whole, like, rise of a champion type story with Creed, Apollo Creed's son. And this is a sequel to it, and it, honestly, I think it was really good. It was... The thing that stuck out to me the most was it was literally Rockies 2, 3, and 4 put into one movie for Creed. Okay. And again, we talk about spoilers, so I'll be explaining why it's all three of those movies in one. What was your take on it? Like,
I mean, you definitely see elements of all. I mean, I think if you talk about 1 and 2, like Creed 1 and 2 together, you see elements of basically like all four, like the first 4 Rocky movies, kind of, right? I mean, he doesn't end up winning in the first one, you know. He fight the champion, which is the same thing. And then, this one, I guess you see elements of a little bit of all.
Dude, it was... Okay, so I'll break it down for you. So, just like Rocky 2, they had a baby.
You're right.
So they had a baby, just like Rocky 2. Rocky 3 was the challenger who basically called him out, saying he didn't deserve to be champion. And so he challenged him, and he loses the first match, comes back to the second match, and wins. Rocky 4, whenever you fight the Russian in Russia, have their like out of the norm training montage. So it's literally Rocky's 2, 3. So
you definitely see elements of it, but do not take that as in like it's just ripping off these movies. They throw their own twists.
The way the writing's done, it flows together in one great movie. It was all
beautiful.
Really...
It's fantastic, man.
I didn't like Creed, though, in like the first part of the movie.
Oh, you didn't like Adonis?
No, not at all. I was hoping he'd get his ass beat. I was actually rooting for Drago that first fight.
At what point?
Just like, the way he was treating Rocky, his attitude, he was
it kind
of almost made his character seem like the bad guy for the first half. Because even in Rocky 3, whenever Rocky was getting challenged by Mr. T, Clubber Lang, and he was a little overconfident and, thinking he could win that match, no problem. And Mickey didn't want to train him, but he still, kind of talked to Mickey. Mickey said he would train him. And he lost that fight, but the whole time I wasn't finding myself really rooting for Clubber Lang.
No.
This one, the way the Creed character went about it, he just basically, he just was an asshole. And then, I kind of was rooting against him.
For that first fight?
Yeah, to the first half of the movie, I'm like, God, I hope you lose.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely predictable.
You're gonna know he loses because the first match takes place in the first hour of the movie,
I mean, it's a formula that pretty much Stallone invented.
Yeah,
basically. So I mean, but you expect that in a movie like that. But
the underdog, rise of the champion, overcoming obstacles. I mean, it's nothing new, but except the storyline, though, it is good throughout. The character gets redeemed. He kind of brings it all back,
but that whole element with him and the baby I didn't know they went that whole thing about making the baby deaf, and that was like, sad. Dude, it's emotional as hell, really man. Sad.
Had nothing to do with boxing.
Super emotional, but just crazy good though, man.
Yeah,
like,
and actually Rocky's probably my favorite character in the whole entire film.
And yeah, he brings it again. He brought it so good in the first Creed again, and he brings it again in this one.
I just love the character. He's very simple-minded, not the most intelligent person, and Stallone, like they know it. Like the writers know, Stallone knows it, and Rocky says the most simple things, but it comes
so
out
impactful.
Very intelligent.
Yeah, it is so impactful
because it's so simple-minded. Like you can see he's looking through the bullshit and just telling you exactly how it is.
Yeah,
and sometimes when you overthink things, you overlook things like that. And from his perspective, he kind of brings you back into reality, and I love the character.
Dude, I love Rocky, dude. I love it brings about all the really cool training montages, some really good training stuff in this one again. And another thing I really love, dude, wasn't expecting the whole Drago element of the movie.
Like,
they make a point where they kind of highlight like Victor and Ivan Drago, and just throughout the story, like you kind of they have that a whole emotional element to it.
The father and son.
The father son thing, how everything, from his loss to Rocky in the Ford, how it just dragged their name through the mud,
which is very crazy. He lost one match.
The mom left, and then they brought back in this one.
God, that lady's scary. But yeah, they brought her back, and Stallone's ex-wife came back to be in the movie. That was his wife in the 80s.
Oh, that's right, the actress.
Yep.
Yeah, right. But they brought her back as the mom, and she ran out on him. Then the
name starts getting redeemed, so she comes back into the picture, and then she leaves early in the match because she feels her son's going to lose again, and then there's a whole element with that.
And just the fact that you even opened the movie with Drago, like it doesn't open with any of either Creed or Rocky, like a lot of the it opens with Drago, like with them, and it's just, it's never the point where like it makes you like root for Drago at all, other than like him, but
he wasn't a bad character either. Like I wasn't rooting against him at all. Like
right, they don't make him out like he's just like a Terminator.
Yeah,
like in the
Drago was,
like
in the fourth
Ivan
one.
was. Yeah,
like if he dies, he dies. That's what
right.
That famous line of Ivan Drago.
They make him still kind of an a-hole, like Ivan, like because they kind of, especially with injuring him, and then but it
kind of goes back to his father though, and what he's telling him, and the driving force behind that madness. Almost, he kind of reminds me of if you've seen the movies on The Warrior with Tom Hardy.
And
that character,
Tommy.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of that character a lot. Doesn't save too much.
Right.
Good fighter. Just all he knows is fighting, and kind of heads down, just gonna do what he came here to do, and that's it.
But yeah, dude, like I don't know. I guess I wasn't really expecting that. Like, I was expecting it's gonna be, of course he's gonna fight Drago's son now. It's gonna be a Drago, but they made that super just an enjoyable in the film. Like just to watch that relationship go.
It was really awesome.
And just even that final fight, man. That fast, like you feel him beat like. You see him start to lose, and the mom walks out again, and you see there's that moment where he looks at the seat, sees her gone, and just sighs.
Yeah.
And then
it's like everything he's been working for is just for nothing.
Yeah. And then Ivan throws in the towel. Wasn't
crazy.
Wasn't expecting it to finish that way. Like that's nuts, man.
Yeah. Because in this one, he technically didn't lose the first fight. Creed didn't. He got disqualified for an illegal hit.
Yeah,
but that was new too. That's never done in a Rocky movie. Yeah. And I loved in the beginning, the very very first fight. They open up like after the whole Drago scene. They open up with Creed's championship title fight where he gets the belt.
Right.
And the way.
It's against the guy that he fought in the first one.
Yeah.
Like not the end fight, but like the one he was like in the gym, right? Mm-hmm. He was fighting for the car.
And this guy was the champion, world champion. And the way they did it was, I honestly thought it was awesome because they were making the announcers making points during the fight that if this was 3 years ago, they would have knocked Creed out.
Oh yeah, because he was kind of on his.
Yeah, basically saying like he wasn't the best fighter at the time, and it kind of led more towards, I guess.
him
Creed's
having to
anger
still
kind of
prove
almost going an Anakin Skywalker-ish, just
yeah.
just getting angry out of nowhere from crap being piled on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that kind of speaks towards why the character kind of took a downfall for me, is because he was taking a lot of hits, metaphorically speaking, into his championship and who he is as a fighter, and they're saying he didn't deserve it. And if this guy, if they would have fought
the Creed name,
if they would have fought him 3 years ago, he would have never got the belt and kind of defend the title. And so all that being piled on, I guess, kind of led to his character meltdown, to where he just kind of became an asshole and pushed everyone away. And
yeah.
But it was a good story, you guys.
It was crazy good, man. Everybody's
really good.
You know, it's, like I said, emotional with the baby and Tessa Thompson. Oh, and then when she comes out as his like hype person.
Oh, the singing, the song.
At the end, that was so good.
That was awesome.
It was so good.
He was a challenger too.
Yeah,
so. He was a champion, but he wasn't
technically
favored.
the champion.
But they were in
rematch,
Russia.
Yeah. And that's okay. That's another thing I liked. Yes, they went back to Russia, but they left, and it was such a good, just a good breather. Like, they left the politics stuff like out of it.
There was no big old speech.
There wasn't like the cheesy speech trying to take down communism on your own. They totally could have did it with all the stuff going on now with Russia. Like, they totally could have like thrown something in there, like every movie, every TV show.
They didn't.
Yeah, it was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it was.
To not get like,
let's just focus on the movie and leave politics out of it.
A statement.
That's like my least favorite part about Rocky IV is that stupid speech at the end.
It's everybody's.
Yeah. Everybody can change.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah, it was not even just with the speed. They just left that whole statement.
Yeah, it was basically Creed versus Drago.
It was just go there to fight, and that was it, and nothing else.
Son versus son, kind of redemption of a name.
That was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
There was no just like statement type thing they had to make or nothing.
No, it was just a good fight at the end. Good movie.
Yeah.
It's had a little gripes. Those gripes really didn't take away from the story. The story was just amazing throughout. But I mean, that like Andrew said, it just goes to show with every single Rocky movie, they all have good stories. Even if you think they're ridiculous, for some reason the story's still... Even like Tommy Gunn, Rocky V, that still had a good story to it.
Yeah. And they brought back Rocky's son in this one.
They did.
The actor's name.
Jess from Gilmore Girls.
Milo something is his name, but they brought him back.
Because he was in Rocky Balboa. He had his one little...
And that was, at the time in this movie, because they go back to the whole thing how, like, he has the Rocky relationship with his son.
Yeah.
But... Didn't mean to throw that pun in there, but... and they go back to that in this one, right? He's never met his grandson and everything. And while I was watching this movie, it was like, okay, that was fine, because you kind of always, ever since Rocky V, he kind of had that weird relationship with the son.
Yeah.
But then shortly after that, I rewatched Rocky Balboa, and it totally ended like with him totally being on his corner. Like,
exactly. That's why I didn't get it either, because I thought they kind of made peace with each other.
It seemed like, at the end of Rocky Balboa, they were all good, and he was all in his corner after that awesome monologue that he gives them. But so I don't know. That was like an afterthought. Like I was thinking, I'm like, oh, that kind of doesn't make sense. Like they really like
never good now, but I guess
never even met his grandson just because.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. But it's cool they brought the son back.
Yeah, same actor. So I was really awesome they brought him back for that role. There you guys, Creed 2, great movie. Loved it. Definitely worth watching, especially if you love the Rocky series. Do not miss this one.
Get super pumped. Go for a run after.
Yep.
It does that.
Yeah, you want to shadowbox all day. All right, guys, so that does it for our Rocky review, or Creed 2 review.
Creed 2.
Oh, it's all the same. Yeah, that's for the Creed 2 review. If you have any comments you want to make, if you've seen the movie already, tell us what you think about it, and tell us what your favorite Rocky movie is.
Yeah, for sure.
Or Creed movie.
Or Creed, if it is
just
a Creed
the saga,
movie. Totally worth it, yeah.
So that does it.
Later, guys.
See you next time.